Okay, so welcome to What is EdPuzzle? So this video is if you have never used EdPuzzle before and just want to learn more about it. So EdPuzzle is a really neat tool. You can take a video, any video that lives on the internet, and turn it really into a lesson. You can add questions, you can see if kids have been watching it. It's really neat, and eventually when you get good at this, you can make your own videos to make self-paced lessons at your house. So first of all, what videos can you use? Khan Academy's Crash Course, anything pretty much that's on YouTube, and make your own using some sort of screen capture tool like Screencastify. So once you're in EdPuzzle, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute, you're going to take your video and you're going to add questions. You can trim the video, which is really nice. So if it's like a super long video and you just want kids to watch 10 minutes of it, you can trim it. And you can even add a voiceover. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. So let's head on over to EdPuzzle. So when you get to EdPuzzle, and if you've never logged in, you just hit log in or sign up. You're a teacher, and you're going to sign in with Google. So that is easy. I love signing in with Google. And there I am. Okay, so here's my home page. Now, I already have things in here from class, but yours will just be empty. You'll also notice that over here, it has your home-based school, so New Albany Middle School or New Albany High School, and you'll see what other teachers are doing in EdPuzzle. So there, Val Pettigrew has done one on Mendel's pea plants. I know Kirsten has done a ton, so you can see what other teachers have done. So let's head on back home. So let's say you're ready to, make a movie. So let's find our movie first. So my movie lives on YouTube, and I'm going to type in Crash Course Stars. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So I'm going to choose this, and I'm ready to start making this into a lesson. Now, this is like a little cheat, and it's kind of fantastic. Other teachers have turned this video into an EdPuzzle already. So I don't know who Beth Bowers is, but hey, thanks. If I'm really in a pinch, I can use her EdPuzzle. And you can see she has added
objects revealing.
She's added questions already. For example, why do stars appear to have different brightness? And over here, her questions exist. So I could just use her EdPuzzle and be done. But I want to make my own. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit down here. So I'm ready to edit. So here are my choices for editing. I can cut the video. I can add a voiceover. So if I don't like what he's saying, I can talk. And then I can add questions. So let's say first I want to cut off a couple minutes of the video. I'm going to drag this little guy here, and I can cut off as much as I want, which is really nice. I don't like the end of the video, I can cut that off too. So perfect. So it's saving automatically, which is nice. Next, I want to add some questions. So you have a choice here. You can add multiple choice questions, or you can add open-ended questions. So the cool thing about multiple choice questions is that the EdPuzzle will grade them for you. The cool thing about open-ended is you can ask even better questions, but you have to grade those yourself. Okay, so let's say I want to add a multiple choice question. You just type your question here, what is a star? And then you put your answers here, and you can have lots of choices, and you just need to make sure you put a green check by the one that's correct, and a red X by the ones that are not. So I'll say a star is a ball of glowing hot gas, and here I'll type that a star is a famous person. I guess they're both right, but in this context, it's the first one. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And now I can add more questions or more voiceovers, but let's say that's all I wanted to ask. So I'm going to go ahead and hit finish. And now my video is ready to assign, which this part's really cool. So in your EdPuzzle, you're going to have classes. So I have my physical science classes are in here, and I can assign it. Now, this part, is a little goofy, but look, this is cool because you can see the students, you can see their names, you can see if they've watched it. But to make sure that EdPuzzle grades this and that the grades go into Schoology, let's go to Schoology, and I'm going to pretend to assign this EdPuzzle to my class. So here's one of my classes from Schoology. I have everything all nice and cleaned up, which is great, but I'm going to add a material, and right over here, it says EdPuzzle. Perfect. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to hit EdPuzzle, and I will give it a minute. And then here are my EdPuzzle videos, all the ones that are in my content. So I want this one. This is the one I made. It's 7 minutes and 22 seconds. I added one question. I'm going to click on that, and here it is. And then there's this button, the magic assign button. And it's being assigned to section 3 of physical science. I'm going to hit assign. So when this comes up in Schoology, here's what it looks like, but we're not quite done yet. We are going to have to enable grading. So I'm going to hit edit. And here it tells us stuff about it, but this is the big time magic button down here, enable grading. I'm going to click on that. This is where I can have the due date. This is where I can assign it as homework, assign it to fourth quarter, and save the changes. I'll make it due. That's my little calendar to show up. Ooh, things are happening. I want it to be due Friday. Of course, that's grumpy with me because that's outside of school, but I think you get it. So you have to enable grading or EdPuzzle won't grade it for you. So let me go ahead and show you what one looked like that I did assign this year. And let's just go ahead. We'll go to my grade book. And I will find it that way. And I think it's crazy how awesome this is because it grades it for you. So go to fourth quarter. I did one EdPuzzle during our remote learning, and it was a long movie, and usually I don't do that with EdPuzzle. Usually I do a shorter video, but in this case, it's something I would have shown in class, and I really wanted the kids to see it. So here's what it looks like in my grade book. And I can see that, David, he only watched 30% of it, and Cooper only watched 30% of it, and I can see other kids watched all of it, and then it tells me their grade. Like, these kids never even did any of the questions. So there it is. It's in my grade book, which is really fantastic. Now, if I had made short answer questions, I'd have to go on this screen and grade those short answer questions myself, but sometimes, that's worth it. So EdPuzzle is really powerful. And in the other video, the EdPuzzle Advanced, we can talk about how you can individually assign different videos to different kids through Schoology, which is amazing. So you can, if you have two versions of a Stars movie, one is more advanced and one's a little simpler, you can easily assign those different movies to different kids, which I think is really neat. You can also have mini lessons that you do ahead of time to collect data. So it's really a nice data collecting tool, and I think that you will really like using EdPuzzle. So again, once you're in EdPuzzle, and you can do all the cool things like voiceover and trim your video and add those questions, then you assign it in Schoology. And that's where the magic happens, where it grades it for you. So good luck with Schoology. Email me, or good luck with EdPuzzle, and email me if you have any questions, and I can help you.